let's talk about how to make a members-only clubhouse. So this was actually inspired by my Saturday Minecraft club. We have some team captains, so each of the team captains will occasionally create something for the other members of the club. And that could be a mini game or a little challenge, but the team captains wanted a place where they could create these challenges and plan them out without the other players wandering in and spoiling the surprise. So this is our not so secret Captain's Secret Clubhouse, and everybody knows where it is, but if someone who is not one of the team captains gets close enough, they get teleported away, and that's going to happen every time. And the players have tested this. They've used boats, they've used ender pearls, they've used all of the usual solutions, but they can't get past it. And let me show you how this works. So the secret is this sneaky little command block over here, and we're making use of the tag system. So if we look at what's happening in this command block, it's a repeating block that's always active, and here's the code that's making it work. So it's teleporting all players within a range of the command block. So it's within about 70 along the x-axis, 100 along the y-axis, and 35 along the z-axis. So we basically just figured out the other corner of the rectangle that would surround this tree and did the math based on the coordinates on that one. The asterisk on that is that the command block does have to be at the lowest value of x, y, and z. An easy way to figure out where that is in the rectangle is actually just to throw down a structure block. That structure block is going to be at the lowest corner of the rectangle. So we can see that it's on this corner of the rectangle, so we just put our command block over there. The next bit of the code is where the magic happens. So this is saying that all players, because this is still within the modifier brackets on that selector, all players who do not, that's what the exclamation point means, who do not have the tag of captain. So right now I don't have the tag so that I can demonstrate it, but if I throw that tag on myself, I can now get into the clubhouse area. But if I remove that tag, I get teleported away again. So it's just a really quick and easy way to select who is allowed in this area and who isn't. We could do it the other way. We could tag all of the non-captain players with player and have this part of the modifier be tag equals player, but since there's a lot fewer captains, it's just easier to do it this way. And then the square bracket closes the modifier on that at a selector, and then we're left with the coordinates. So these are just the coordinates where anyone who is not a captain is going to be teleported if they enter into this range. We're going to put our grass block back to hide that command block. I do have a piece of moss over top so that I can tell where it is because I am constantly losing command blocks, and that's all there is to it. There's really only one more thing that we need to think about. So we have our imaginary rectangular box surrounding this tree now, but if that imaginary box is large enough, there is a danger that you might have people coming into the area on this side of it, and they might be far enough away from the command block that the command block, the chunk that the command block is in, isn't loaded in. And if that happens, nothing is going to happen to them until they get close enough to the command block to load it. So there is a danger that the system isn't going to work. And there's a very easy solution for that, which is to add a ticking area that includes that command block. A ticking area is an area that is always loaded in. So normally chunks unload when you're not in them to save on memory. But if you have something like an everlasting command block, you can put a ticking area in, so it's always going to be loaded in and you can always act on it. So if we take a look at the ones we have on here, if I open up my console and I go to ticking area, list, it's going to show me the ones that are all in use. And you can see the captain area defined by a rectangle that includes the command block. You don't have to worry about the Y values in ticking areas either. So we just figured out where our corners were and added them in. Again, if you don't need to include the whole thing, you don't have to, as long as you include the area that has the command block in it. So let's go ahead and stand on where that block is, and we'll open up the console and we'll go ticking area, add, circle with the center of where we are now, and a radius of 3. You can't have a radius larger than 4 if you're doing this, and we'll call it blocky. And we have added that ticking area. Now the radius is 3 chunks, not 3 blocks, so that should be more than enough, but you can always fly around and test it out just to make sure. And if we want to get rid of it, ticking area, remove, blocky. Before we say goodbye, I was asked for a cat reveal after this moment in the item sorter video. You need an anvil, you need 3 trapdoors, some kind of indicator that your system is working, and when someone asks nicely to see my cats, who am I to say no? So the little one is Toby and the big one is Vanilla Bean. You can see they do actually get along normally. It's just that Toby can get a little bit spicy if the other cats aren't sharing the bed the way that he wants them to. Toby was a rescue from a hoarding situation of about 300 cats in one apartment, so he is permanently kitten-sized. And Bean is the jumbo version. He was dumped a few days old, raised by a loving foster family, and is currently about 16 pounds of muscle. So that is all you need to do to create yourself a members only clubhouse.